And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood TV show all about premium cigars.
Hey, now.
It's getting old hat now.
You're getting better.
I am.
Time to change it up.
Time to change it up.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And thanks again for Tim.
Hey, my
for being
pleasure
here.
being here, man.
Tim Person
I'm
from
excited.
Altadis USA.
Excited,
Third
excited.
week in a row.
Yeah,
Nice.
very nice.
Today's going to be an epic show, as
We're in
they
his-
all are.
Yes. We're in your Romeo shirt today.
We're my Romeo representing Montecristo.
Yeah, Montecristo. What are we smoking, Tim?
Today we're smoking the Montecristo 1935. This is the Toro size. This was rated a 93 last year. The number 2 cigar of the year was the Torpedo in this brand.
It smells
And the
so
Churchill
good.
also received a 93, and the Demi received a 93, which is a small Corona size.
Oh, it smells so good.
You know, we had reviewed this last year. I think that with the age on some of these,
Yeah.
they were great then.
Yeah.
Obviously
Even
by
better
the rating
now.
they got. You know, everybody has their own rating system, but I think these are definitely an uplift.
Getting on the foot, it's kind of like a hay and it's like a combination of hay and like a sweet cherry or
something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cherry.
Definitely.
We know,
Getting-
like
Oh, it smells
with this
so
cigar,
good.
you know when you're drinking bourbon, how you do the Kentucky Chew. You know,
Yeah.
and you swirl it around your mouth. I think when you put this in your mouth for a little bit, smell the foot, and then put it back in your mouth before you do a pre-light. Man, you can just smell it.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Man, don't ask me that on live TV.
Why?
Why not?
I'm only kidding. I don't know. I have a bunch of different ones. If I had to pick one just like right off the top of my head, I'd probably like the William Weller LaRue. That's one of the best to me.
Go big or go home.
I like all the E.H. Taylor stuff. Like Willet. I like Peerless. I really like a lot. Small
The
batch.
rye or the bourbon?
I like them both. They're rye is special.
Redemption's
Redemption's
really
pretty good.
I haven't had the bourbon. I've had the rye and the high rye.
Yeah.
I just bought a bottle of that.
The high rye?
No, the Redemption.
Like
Right.
if I had to pick something every day, then, you're not going to drink it every day. But the 107 Antique is a great every day, but it's hard to find. But there's so much stuff out there, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you got Woodford, Angel's Envy is good.
Angel's always good stuff. Yeah.
Some of the stuff that some of the small batch stuff that Four Roses puts out. There's a lot of great stuff out there, man.
Basil
But,
Hayden Toast was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big drinker,
Right.
and not a huge bourbon fan either. But there's certain one like I really like bourbon, the Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I mean, for a good
Well,
$35
Trace is
bottle.
Pennsylvania, they're that and Weller's like not Weller, Michener's like they limit. It's hard to get in this state, and they limit.
Mitch's is good. Yeah, Mitch's is to me. They're not. I mean, they're not a sleeper, but I mean, they kind of go under the radar a little bit.
Is that your drink of choice with a cigar
What's that, Mitch's?
or
Bourbon. Actually, I mean, I know you guys see me drink a lot of bourbon. I'm actually more of a Scotch guy than bourbon.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't drink scotch.
I just bought my favorite scotch the other day.
What's that?
Famous Grouse.
I heard it.
Famous Grouse is great stuff.
It's famous, I heard.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like anything, man. It's just become so big.
Yeah.
Different brands.
There's a lot of good stuff out
I
there.
mean, when we were recently in Louisville in August. In April. We were blessed. One of our guys took us over to this place in Indiana called Starlight, and man, like they do. I mean, it was some phenomenal stuff, man. It's right over. 20, not even 25 minutes from Louisville. But again, you're in Indiana. But they do some like different whiskeys. They had like a 118 rye. Man, that was like really. Sorry, 113 rye. And then had a 118 regular whiskey bourbon. That was really good. So again, I think like Horse Soldier is a newer to the market, which is pretty good.
That's some high proof stuff.
Yeah,
the
Horse
Soldier.
Soldier. Yeah, Horse Soldier is very good. But, there's a lot of stuff like I'm trying to think of the guy, Elijah Craig. They do some toasted barrels that came out over the last couple of years, like it's 128, 125.
Yeah.
It's super high.
What does that
octane.
mean, the toast? Because I've had I think maybe it was Elijah Craig, but I thought it was Basil Hayden Toast.
Basil Hayden does have a toast.
Okay.
Yeah.
They toast the
Basil-
barrels more.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
A,
Exactly. They
a
toast the
deeper
barrels.
char.
What's your favorite bourbon?
My
You have
favorite
one?
Well, I have 3. E.H. Taylor single barrel is just an absolute home run. Same distillery, one that's harder to find called Rock Hill Farm.
Rocket Farms.
I love it. And my third favorite is actually, it's one with a story. It's from Orphan Barrel, which is a company like Lost and Found. They go to distilleries and find odd barrels that are left over or unused, and they decide which ones are good and combine them. And make very distinctive
cool.
things.
They blend it then?
They blend some of the barrels, but what they wind up with is usually very aged stuff.
Yes,
I mean,
they do.
they find these old stocks that are just wonderful, and one of them that I particularly like is called Forged Oak from them.
You've had it?
I like Jefferson
pretty
Ocean's a
good.
cool story too.
Yeah, where they put it on the boat,
Yeah, then it just sits in the barrels and it just kind of
it
swishes
rocks
around.
and moves, and it gets hot and it gets cold. And
Yeah.
Yep.
I went to a Jefferson tasting one time. I don't remember which one I liked, but it was I wasn't driving, but yeah, it was I couldn't remember. It was good.
You know,
That part you're sure about.
I think I'm going to do one of these the week at the grill in Calmer. I think I might do a bourbon thing.
You know what would be cool? I mean, it was to do like it would be. I mean, this would be an excellent cigar to do it with. To do a flight series, like
Yeah.
you know, like say you get like, you know, you stick with the same brand, you know, and you do maybe you do, and every bottle is what 24 pours, I think, so 24 ounces or whatever, or 24 shots, whatever. So you do that, and say you can max it out at 24 people, whatever, 20 people, and give them a number for a ticket. I've seen our shops do this, like in one in Boca does our Casa de Montecristo. They do a pair of cigar with it,
I've been to that one.
and it's a cool shop. And you do like they did one night they did Remy Martin. You know, it was like I don't know, it had been like 150, whatever it was. But they had at the top you had Louis, you had XO, you had another one they had called Centrino, I believe, and then they had the regular VSOP. So you had 4 flights for like X number of dollars and a real nice cigar. You know.
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
is pretty cool.
That's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll do that. We have done stuff like that, but not all not all the same label.
I did one.
Yeah, vertical flights I think are very cool.
Yeah.
I did one. I did one for a friend of mine. It was only like 6 people, but we did regular, Old Forester. We did the 1910, the 1920, and then I forget the other one. What it's called? The one that's in the middle. Below
The
the
15.
No. It's one. There's regular Old Forester, is 86 proof, and then there's one in between that and the 1910. I can't remember the name of it. But if you like that, the Old Forester, try the Old Forester single barrel. That's phenomenal. I mean that is.
Or the birthday bourbon if
the
you
bar-
can
the birthday
find
bourbon
it.
is really good. Yeah. The Statesman. The Statesman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Statesman.
That was tied in with the movie, The
Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Tim, what is the blend on this cigar?
The blend on this cigar was put together by Raphael and AJ. It's Nicaraguan filler, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan wrapper. It's on the upper strength side on the Montecristo lines. I'm not saying it's super strong, but has a lot of flavor. It was made to celebrate the anniversary of Montecristo when it came out, and it's just been award-winning ever since. I mean, the one to smoke in this line, I don't think we did that last time, but the demi in this, the demi in this is a rocket ship, man. It's really a
Really?
good cigar, yeah.
Wow. This cigar is so smooth. It's seriously, it's crazy.
When we came out with this, buddy of mine who lives in Harrisburg, he kept telling me, now, I ain't smoked the Toro, I smoked the Robusto, but when we came out with this in 2021, he kept telling me, he said, Tim, you got to smoke the demi. And I'm like, I work for the company, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
And he kept telling me, he said, Tim, you got to smoke the demi. So I said, So he sent me some.
It's like a different
It's
cigar.
a different cigar. Yeah, it's a different cigar, man. Like,
Really?
oh yeah. It like really, like this is like to me like you want to use the word toast. This is toasty.
Yep.
But that demi, man, it kind of like takes you to
It's
another
a
place.
firecracker.
Yeah, it is a
Are
firecracker.
you guys getting any spice out of this?
No.
I'm
not.
My whole mouth is, I don't know, maybe it's not spice, but my whole mouth is tingling like everywhere.
I'm getting, as he was saying, toasted rye.
Okay.
Out of it.
Yeah, you know what? I can see that. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting toasted rye out of this.
Like rye bread? you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm getting
Right, so-
like
I get that in the middle of my tongue.
the top of my soft palate, my hard palate, my tongue, my cheeks. It's just I'm tasting it or feeling it everywhere. Maybe it's because I'm on my fourth cigar of the day, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, you know, I've actually sat down and smoked all the ones that AJ and Raphael worked on. At one time, like, I smoked them all back to back. One day, just messing around. I was doing some stuff around the house and outside, and man, they're all different, but they all have a signature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yep.
Do you find you guys are leaning more towards Nicaraguan tobacco than this?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, and I know Rob likes the Real. A lot of our tobaccos that we use in the past, even in the Dominican, we use a lot of Nicaraguan tobacco in our from factory in Honduras and
Right.
TDG in the Dominican. So we've done collaborations and partnerships. You know, we don't have a factory there, but with our partnerships, we've developed, you know, more of a portfolio of Nicaraguan cigars, which in the past, you know, we had some, but they were more like, you know, a one in, one out or something like that, you know.
Right.
Or we produced like when we tried to, we had some issues with the burning. We did the RYJ. That was an all Nicaraguan cigar at the time.
Right.
So, you know, Nicaraguan is taken over as the crown jewel of where tobacco comes from, where cigars come from. You know, with all the other countries still making great cigars.
Right.
But right now, that's the hotbed. You know, it's been the last. I mean, you look at
Yeah.
the numbers, you know, and the imports. You know, so why wouldn't we want to indulge in everybody else? What everybody
Right.
else is doing, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's consumer driven or if it's driven by availability of tobacco or how it
Flavor.
works.
It's driven by flavor.
So
It's driven by flavor.
no, not consumer, producer. It's driven by the people that blend the cigars.
Because if you go back
They
and look
get
at
more of the flavors they want out of Nicaraguan tobacco.
if you go back and look at the early cigar aficionados,
The ones that were that thick.
yeah, a lot of cigars that were highly rated were Joya de Nicaragua. You know, Consul, things like that. Not the superpowers that we're smoking today, but just more flavorful cigars from that time period in the 90s, you know, and the late 2000s, you know, when it first came out. I mean, early 2000s, sorry, when it first came out. So in saying that, I think you see a growth or a cultivation of, you know, because then you had the war, you know, and then, you know, things got back to normal, or people growing more tobacco
Relatively
there.
normal.
Yeah, you know, yeah, right. And so you see it has a chance to grow and stabilize. You know, like Dominica's, you know, every tobacco, and Paul will tell you, I mean, he's a tobacco guy. Every region, everything has their own stuff, you know. But I think it's just their time. You know,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's their time. You know.
I prefer this over Cuban tobacco.
Yeah.
Well, especially right now.
I think what we're seeing industry-wide more of than we've seen before is either new tobaccos or tobaccos that were not grown in a particular country before, and people are trying to grow more things in more countries.
Very true. Yeah,
And,
I mean,
and that just broadens your blending palette so you can make more interesting things.
I mean, you grew in Ecuador.
Yes.
I mean, people, you know, remember Peruvian was hot for a while. You know what I mean?
you still
know.
make a lot of stuff with Peruvian tobacco, don't
Yeah,
you?
a few. You know, then you had, remember Costa Rica was hot for a minute. You know, I mean, just small. You know, on Montecristo. You know, I mean, I know it's a part of Nicaragua, but you know, if you look at things, everything goes through runs.
Yeah.
You know, and not to say Nicaragua's not. They're still, to me, growing into their run. You know, I think, you know, COVID probably hit that a little bit, but you know, I smoked a cigar by a guy. I can't remember the name of the cigar, and it was a Dominican, and it might have had, I don't know I knew the construction was fantastic. I don't know the components of it, like, you know, what country, but it was really good. But the majority of it was, from the taste, was mostly Dominican, but it was a really tasty cigar. And I'm more on the Nicaragua side. If you smoke, well, you guys smoke with me, so you know what I
Yeah.
smoke. But there's so many great cigars out there right now, you know, from a lot of places, you know.
It's a good time to be a cigar
It
smoker.
is a very good time to be a cigar smoker.
Why don't you think people use Colombian tobacco as much?
I don't know. We actually used to use Colombian tobacco in the original Vigafina. I don't believe, I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's, they still do or not. I have to go back and look. But I know we used to use it a little bit, because the original Vicafino was at 5 countries. You know,
Wow.
it had 5 countries, yeah. So that was like, it's kind of this kind of thing when they used to make it in Honduras before they moved it to TDG. When, but I think that for a time, I think they still had the same exact blend, you know. But yeah, it was an interesting international, you know, cigar. You know.
Colombian tobacco is really good.
It is, but it has a. I wonder if it's not used a lot because it has a very distinct flavor
taste,
and
yeah.
might not work well with other
They
tobaccos. I
also
don't know.
don't grow a lot of cigar tobacco in Colombia. They mostly grow cigarette tobacco. There are a lot of big cigarette production facilities in Colombia that service all of South America.
Right.
Because our cigar was, the Eduardo was full, the whole, well, it was
Most
an
of the filler.
Ecuadorian wrapper, Indonesian binder, and Colombian filler. It was all Colombian, and it was tremendous.
And it had a very
Distinct
I
taste
I
to
can
it,
pick
yeah.
that with one of those things I can pick up in cigars is when it has Colombian tobacco.
Well, it's like Indonesia. Like you mentioned Indonesia. When Cameroon was hard to get, people went to Indonesia. You know, I mean, it's things have their, you know, different timestamps or not, you know, time
Yeah.
frame.
Well, and that's part of why Ecuadorian Sumatra is so popular as a wrapper. It's actually a hybrid between Cameroon and Indonesia.
In Indonesia, right? That's very true. Man, you guys are going to have some great events with some great cigars. You know, we're doing that 4-in-1 special.
Yeah, what are we doing this week there?
Yeah.
Chuckles, whatever your name is.
4-in-1. The 4-in-1. It's if you buy any 4 of the Altadis brands, we will give you one free. And we're also doing in select stores this week. If you go to the Fraser store and do the 4-in-1, 4-in-1's available in all stores, but in Fraser this week, you'll be entered in a raffle to win a free barbecue grill. And that's between now and Sunday, and then we'll do the same thing next week in the Lancaster store. So you go there and you get entered to win the
Who
raffle.
won last week?
Phil.
But no matter which store you go to, buy Altadis and get a 4-in-1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't
Every
beat
day.
that.
And that's Aldis's Romeo, Montecristo, Jutman, Onyx,
Trinidad.
Oh, we forgot Trinidad last time.
No, we didn't. I said
Did we?
it.
No. St. Louis Ray, Vega Fina,
Don
Don
Diego.
Diego,
Henry Clay.
Henry Clay.
Henri Clay. So there's
No,
a,
he wasn't an Henri.
so there's a whole section of stuff
Sure.
from this company, and one of the largest, and they make I mean, safe to say that we're going to have something for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can't find something,
And that's what you were saying, like by adding cigars like this, I mean, we had a very super strong portfolio, but this kind of like enhances and kind of completes your
Ups the
portfolio.
game.
Yeah. And what did you give the price point on this?
Price point on these range from, the Demi is 10, but the price point on the other ones are from, I think like 15 to 17.50 is the most expensive.
yeah, it's well worth it. This cigar is fantastic.
You know, it's very smooth, but the retrohale is like a punch in the head in a good way.
But that's what I was saying. When we smoked the Demi before, the Demi like kind of like get up on you a little bit. It's not overly like, oh, it's gonna hurt you, but it's definitely for more of the seasoned smoker.
What size is it? Is it like a petite Corona or?
The Demi is like a
It's like a
petite
small
yeah,
Corona.
small
It's
Corona.
not quite a petite, but it's a small Corona. Smaller than a regular Corona.
So medium-sized Corona.
No, it's not as long. I want to say it's,
Med-Cor.
I should know off the top of my head. I apologize. Because I put it this way: the box is like that big, and it's long like that box, but it's only about that big. So it's definitely like I want to say it's a 40 by 5, maybe something like that.
Scott, first impressions?
42.
You're halfway through.
First impressions. I said, although the spiciness has subsided.
If you want
Definitely.
some spice, try a retrohale.
Yeah.
Okay. I shall. There it is.
You
Spice?
wanted spice? There it is.
Yeah.
What do you think, Paul?
I think this is one of the smoothest, full-flavored cigars I've ever had.
Yes.
It's absolutely smooth, but you don't sacrifice even a tiny bit of
No,
flavor
you
for
don't.
that
Nope.
smoothness.
There's a lot of flavor in this cigar.
Strength
Yeah.
scale?
Solid 3.
Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
Oh, I'm back to the 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5.
You're just
3.5
a
for
wuss.
you? What are your first impressions there, Moose?
Still getting that toasty rye flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that too.
Rye, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picking
Really?
up a little bit of pepper. Very clean, very well made.
I was just gonna say clean. It's got like a
Yeah.
clean kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got
It's
a,
got a
got a
context.
finish,
Yeah.
but when it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone, right?
There's
exactly.
nothing
Okay.
left over in your
Yeah, it
mouth.
doesn't overwhelm. Like, you know, sometimes when you drink, like, when you do drink a rye, sometimes a rye might coat your tongue a little bit too much, especially
Uh-huh.
if you're smoking. I think, like you said, this kind of like comes on your tongue and then it just fades away.
You hit the flavors, hit you, and then just fades away.
Yeah.
Real clean.
That's one of the things I like about a rye versus a bourbon. It's just a little thicker,
Mhm.
just a little.
It's going to coat your tongue a little bit.
These days, ryes and bourbons are hard to distinguish anymore because,
Yeah.
you know, bourbon has to be 50% corn, and rye has to be 50% rye. But that basically you could be almost half and half and be right there. You could be either one. So a
Yeah.
lot of bourbons and a lot of ryes, unless it's a high rye blend,
Right.
is going to be very similar.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I mean, like I said, on the trip that we went on not too long ago, we went to Peerless, Woodford, Four Roses, this place in Indiana, Old Forester, and we went another one. I can't remember the other. I'm sorry, but all of them had. You know, when you start to taste, like some people were using like above. To me, anything above 70% with the rye, you definitely, you know, and I noticed that before when I was down there. But you know, you notice like anything coming back below 70, it's like, oh yeah, you know, and like anything above 70, my personal taste, 75, oh, you know, but like 65.
Then you get too much of the rye spice.
Yeah, you get too much of the rice spice, you know.
Do you remember a few years ago, Drew Estates came out, Jonathan Drew came out with a rye?
Yeah. The,
That was really good.
No, his stuff was good. Yeah, his stuff wasn't bad at all.
I can't find it anywhere. I mean, I don't think they still do it,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very good. It was a very good rye.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Ooh. I think maybe now I'm getting that rye flavor. That was on the retro ale.
Yeah.
Now I have done. I did do a Macallan classic cut tasting with these. I did an 18, 19, and a 20, and they all paired very well with this.
Classic
Yeah.
cut is great.
Because it's-
I,
What's that mean?
it's a line within the Macallan lineup, and it's very good.
It's not overly. I mean, it's more expensive than the traditional Macallan 12, but it's a little bit different. It's like really good. It's like, you know, if you have a 12 sherry and a 12 oak, you know, they taste totally different to me. You know, the classic cut, it gives you a realm of whatever that year is to me. Like, you know, it's pretty tasty.
Let's do a show called Bourbon Time.
Bourbon time. Somebody's probably doing that.
Probably. Yeah, I've actually seen some
I'll
of the
be on that
blogs.
show.
Bourbon assault, bourbon this, bourbon that.
Yeah.
You know, a buddy of mine, and I like their stuff. Widow Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make some good. They make, and you talk about like one of my favorites. They make a Widow Jane, whatever, 15,
Oh yeah.
a 12 or 13, but they're 15 and their 15 is like really tasty.
I found a body wash that's bourbon.
A body wash.
Yeah, a body wash is bourbon.
Really?
Gotta smell great after that.
Where are you shopping?
Yeah, right.
Giant.
Well, you know when if you got a beard, when you go to Buffalo Trace, they got the soap thing you can grab it and put like a balm on your beard. They sell it. I can't find it nowhere. It's pretty cool actually. And
Oh really?
your beard smells like bourbon. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
That would just make me want to drink it.
Yeah, right.
I don't think you
So-
want to drink body wash now.
No. It would make me want to drink some bourbon.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Then again, if the wind blows, it makes me want to drink some bourbon.
Yeah. What's that called?
I can't remember. It begins with a C, but I can't remember what it is.
I'll have to try it.
But yeah, I found it at Giant and just had to buy it. It's not overpowering, just a faint scent of it. Bourbon and cedar.
Well, wow, yeah. All right, final thoughts there, Scott.
Getting some sweetness now on top of everything else. Very smooth, very good cigar. I like the other two a little bit better. So I'm going to give a 9 to this one.
Okay. Paul?
I find that no single note jumps out. There's all kinds of flavor, but they're all together. But those flavors are so good. I give it a 9.75.
Wow, 9.75. Moose.
I agree with everybody on the panel so far with the tastes and the construction of it. And just a wonderful cigar. 9.5.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite cigars. Unfortunately, it's out of my price range. I would
not a
smoke it all the
daily
time. It's
smoke?
not a daily smoke, but it is a fantastic cigar.
Why do I feel like Art's in the room?
Yeah. I know,
In
hanging out
spirit.
with him. Yeah, hanging out with him too much. But it's incredibly smooth. That's the biggest thing I can say about the cigar. It's incredibly smooth.
Well blended.
Yes, and it's got a boatload of flavor. I like that rye taste
Yeah.
to it. It's really good. I give this a 9.5. I agree with Moose on this one. I think it's tremendous. So
And we got the specials. We
Specials,
mentioned a little
yep,
bit. Form
yep.
1 in all stores on all everything that comes from out to this. And then this week you go to Fraser, do the Form 1. You get entered to win a raffle for a barbecue grill. And same thing, that's between now and Sunday. And we're going to do the same thing all week next week in Lancaster store.
but all the
Alright.
stores have the 4-in-1.
Yes,
Every
they do.
day. Every day this month.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Couldn't have said it better yourself,
Yeah.
Rob.
Thanks.
You're
Tim,
welcome.
thanks for coming in.
Thank you
I
guys.
appreciate it.
It's
And,
always good to see
it's
you.
always a
And I
treat.
can say this. I don't know how we're going to put it together, but we're going to give you guys something really special to raffle off chain-wide.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
cool.
Very cool. Have to make
Is
sure
it a
it's
car? New delivery
That
van?
would be
Hot
nice.
wheel.
a Yugo.
You go where? To the junkyard.
No, we have these, and I'll tell you what it is. I'm pretty sure we have some left. We have these, especially to be perfect in the Northeast, we have these Romeo heaters. So like it's, I don't know how, we're going to probably do a separate raffle for this one, but it's a Romeo heater. So it's branded Romeo
Outdoor?
outdoor heater.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
it's
Very
very
nice.
cool.
Very cool.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget
everybody.
our pack show coming up.
Saturday show.
Coming up in a few seconds, actually.
Life's too cheap.
Yeah.
Smoke
Life's
what
Thanks
too
you
for
got.
watching.
Support your
Life's too
local
cheap.
brick and mortar.
Smoke cheap
Everybody.
cigars.
Support your local brick and mortar.
Smoke on.